the global against Jungha's Dahaka. If he does get his hands on that again, you know, maybe it is a thing to go for. But I think the Junkrat has just kind of been fitting that meta slot a little bit better. I'm glad to see Ballistix pick this map. They did look very, very good in their last series. I think it's a very good choice for them. I am, you know, looking to see Jungha's Dahaka again. As you said, very important in their playstyle for that previous game.
We're going to be heading into the draft, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if we do see that Dahaka from Jongha, and if not, what other globals could be prioritized? Maybe we will still see that Abatha ban, as has been very popular in some of the matches.
Certainly in the Western for sure, but not as common in Korea or the Eastern Clash, as Avatar has been just falling apart a little bit. In the big map like Cursed Hollow, a little more, but when Cursed Hollow is banned off so many times from the teams, not as much I would say. But there's that Dahaka. They're kind of scared with the macro, what the man can actually do. There's a first pick, first ban.
In this tournament, both these teams are 1-0 on this map. It is pretty intense to start off with, like you already mentioned, with the Dahaka banned out, the globals dropped down, and Snitch, you mentioned Junkrat, great for rotating around the map, as is the Genji, and of course Genji is, well, Genji, so we do see him removed from this early game, as is Maiev and Decade Kane.
Yeah, likely to see the opening Diablo here probably. Yeah, there it is. You know, we've keep highlighting these 3-4 main picks. You know, Diablo, Decade, and the 2 main DPS. You know, we're probably gonna maybe even see a support pick here with that Decade Kane gone. Maybe they want to grab something that's a little bit more to their playstyle for Ballistix. But at the same time, you know, there's nothing too key to focus on here. I think, you know, we're probably going to see either the Phoenix or the Reynor, and they actually go for that Thrall, which we did see taken out in Game 1. And, you know, we have highlighted that Sunder playstyle these Korean teams love.
It is fantastic here. You have so many great choke points, especially round by the Zapper camps in the bot lane and in those top altar fights as well. So really nice to see that Thrall coming in here. And the Reynor, we saw just how effective it was in the last game, was not able to eke out a victory, but the amount of pressure it can apply and the amount of single target damage he can deal out is absurd.
The Tempest, I'm pretty sure they were slightly thinking of a support, but in Kerasim in the mind, they don't really know which tank Ballistix is going for, so take that away. They can't really choke out the support anymore. Just grabbing Phoenix, and they needed a place for the safety tool of Diablo. I think that was their thinking process in the mind, so they just go to support, grab the 2 that they want. I think they really have the solid 3 to go on in this game. Compared to the last game, I think it will be a lot more stable.
So with Hanzo already removed out with Phoenix on the board, they did not want to get that Diablo Blaze and then Hanzo Dragon Arrow set up, or vice versa, as we've seen Dragon Arrow set up for Apox or Lightning Breaths already in this tournament. But what does Tempest respond with? Tanks are still available. We have Garrosh, which we already saw do very well. Muradin also still up. It's going to be Malthael, though. They don't want someone to deal with that Blaze, but they have left Yrel open.
Yeah, I think the Yrel is a very solid pick for Ballistix to go for here. You know, they don't really have many other options. Malthael maybe could have been something they were looking at. So, you know, pretty nice ban there from Tempest. I want to highlight that the Zeratul is still available. We've only really seen Blossom playing that composition, but we could be seeing the Zeratul here maybe from Tempest. You know, we have seen them kind of like, you know, lock down on that pick in the past, so it could be something to look for here with the Thrall taken away.
And Good has been known for his Zeratul elbow since HGC started back in 2017 in a different team as well. He was a solo lane, oftentimes the melee assassin for the team. His plays actually have highlight mad movies about him playing some great BP combo along with Diablo, even without Diablo saving himself for the teammates as well. So that's certainly a possibility, but we'll just switch around, go with the common picks. Of course, their game 1, they had the passive moment. Seems like they want to go with lots of the comfort picks.
Hyde with that Decade removed and with all that dive potential on the side of Ballistix, decides against the Malfurion, which would be quite high up, or even the Stukov, who can be a bit immobile, and decides instead for that Karazim. When he can hit level 16, he will be able to shut down a lot of the engages from Anubrak with that Cleansing Touch, and of course adds a little bit of extra damage to the team fight.
We do see the Malfurion here from Ballistix to round out their composition. Not super sure I prefer that to the Stukov, but I think it's definitely still a nice pick. I think Stukov could have had a lot of value here, but I still think the Malfurion should work. The dive from Tempest is a little bit shaky. Obviously, they do have that Diablo, huge engage range. If Malfurion gets caught on the Lightning Breath, it can be a disaster, but for the most part, I think Magi should feel very safe on this Malfurion and should be able to keep his team sustained up and healthy in these fights.
You always do have to be concerned, though, with an Anubrak especially. What happens if you do go in and then can't get out again with all the CC from that Diablo, from that Blaze? So Malfurion, he is going to have to still stay a little bit further back, even after those engage tools have been used, as he doesn't want to get himself caught out.
Yeah, when he's on the back with Raynor, they do have a lot of peel to go with. Well, with Irel can dive in, but once you dive in, along with the Nubak, you're just leaving your back line alone. While Furion and Raynor, they can always just get caught and lead it pretty easily. Furion does not really provide the burst heal. Of course, you can kind of get more heal from Moonfire, but once Raynor is caught, I think with all the movement speed that actually Tempest has in this game, they will be just getting caught with the chain CC and probably very likely to be deleted in the next few seconds.
And even after that Ballistix win in game number 1, the faith of the audience goes over to Tempest coming in here. They do have an incredible blow-up comp with that Li Ming Diablo engage with that extra bit of Karazim damage to go along with it.
Yeah, I think Tempest will be rewarded for that chat prediction here. I actually really like the draft. Obviously, it's very standard. I think both compositions are. But I think, for the most part, we're just going to be focusing on Good's positioning. I think as long as he's safe, doesn't get caught by this Anubarak, doesn't get caught by this Raynor or the Irel, you know, these interrupts on his blink, for the most part, it should be fine. Probably going to be highlighting SDE for Ballistix, looking at that sundering, looking for these big sundering flanks and plays, and that'll probably be how Ballistix blow up in these fights.
All right, thank you very much, Snitch. Let's see if they are able to do so, as we're going to be heading into game number 2 of Ballistix versus Tempest, and it's on Towers of Doom. He's not hammering anything at all, G-Clef.
We do have a lot of hammers. Is that a hint that he's powering up Thrall? Well, in blue, we do have Tempest. Lockdown playing Li Ming. Good on that Phoenix, Tommy, with the Blaze. He has to provide that bunker for his teammates. Sign on that Diablo and hide for his known Karazim.
And on the right, it is Magi on Malfurion, SDE on Thrall, Jongha on Yarel, Hooligan on Anubarak, and SCSE on a classic of his, that Raider, and they are Ballistix. And when I say classic, I mean classic. All the way back to Team DK, I believe, was the team.
All the way back to the game tutorial with Raynor, yes. That is the original and the classic for sure.
So we see them pulling back. Both teams did go for the 5-man mid group up, but neither one wanted to take any kind of hard engage until Anubarak overextends. But Hooligan easily able to burrow away.
That is a very scary 4-man rotation. Even if you can't get kills, Hyde will just dash in. Later into the game, it will even do more damage, possibly even do more damage, or at least set it up for the kill for the Li Ming. Once she gets reset, it is going to be the party starting right there, and it may just finish up with the team wipe. So Lockdown does need to have a very good positioning for himself to actually survive, because they will also, because that Anubarak will come in to harass all that damage from going into their backline as well.
Both teams just trying to get the XP for the moment. No immediate advantage being gained either side, despite the multiple attempts to kill Anubarak, as once again, he is one of the lesser tankier tanks, which is a weird thing to say. But outside of his immediate shields and that level 1 Nerubian armor, he is going to be able to protect it. Well, here's another attempt, but this time it is on SCSC, but Hooligan is once again going to be the target. Quick knockup with that Impale, and he will escape as an SDE looks for Lockdown, but can't get it. That was some great prioritization and targeting coming in from SDE there to really punish that dart.
And they were also not just looking for the kill, maybe even some aggressive movements, as they already have their own sappers. Ballistix just getting their sappers in. And they do have managed to control that Tempest. They were trying to catch 2 birds with 1 stone in this case. Sapper not going in, destroying in the wall, but still they have managed to do some of the damage onto the wall of Ballistix. They should be pretty happy about the early game.
Sappers coming in from Ballistix, but there's a Li Ming on this side, so she's already burning them down with the Arcane Orb. But Sign is going to have to move up a bit here to prevent these actually getting into that leash range of the towers, but they do so effectively. And with that Phase Bomb from Good, and of course that extra damage from Lockdown on that Li Ming, they are going to be able to take down the Sappers very quickly in time for the first objective.
Because Hooligan was actually getting caught with his rotation, he wants to make something happen in the middle, but alone he cannot do too much. And Thrall Draw bottom, Irel top, they will be soaking days and days for that experience. And they do not have the Dehaka. Jonga does not have the Dehaka. They do not have the macro control in this case. And for the rotational power, I do think Tempest has a lead in that massive damage. The chain, once they have the Li Ming getting kills again, Karazim, they will have a lot more chances to pick one off for sure.
We see a quick 1-for-1 trade, but Raina's a little late down to the spot lane as we see the bed of barbs trying to slow down and deny a good angle for Hai to begin channeling here as Hooligan once again moves forward. With Raina already arriving and Yrel on the way, this is going to be a 5 versus 5.
And notice the angle where lockdown will be in. He's actually in the front, drawing in the attention, but major damage is actually from the side. Good. Sustain against Rainer, but there's a stun that will be insane, and Hooligan is one to go down. He was alone there for a second. Ballistix, when they got their attention to good for a split second, there was a charge from Diablo, and that's how it ended as well.
5th time's the charm, engaging onto that Anubrak, finally able to blow him up with, once again, a very heavy blow-up comp from Tempest. And when you have a Malfurion on your side, burst healing is not your strong suit, so Anub needs to be careful with his positioning to avoid this happening again.
Even though Ballistix, they do have, not that they are lacking damage, early game Rainer, and Brawl, before he gets his face right next to the target, it is going to be very tough when Sign just collects all the soul. When he gets super tanky, they don't have too much percent damage until late game. So Sign can just have an easy time grabbing onto Hooligan, make sure he doesn't really get thrown away because there's no Garrosh in this game. Sign's gonna have his time all day.
Dami cleans up top lane as quick as he likes because he has that opportunity and that freedom right now. He's gone for that cooldown reduction on his Q there, so consistent attacks. We would like to see Crossfire to synergize with this at level 7, as we do see at level 7 as well. Malevolence for Diablo, more burst, G-Clef.
And it is the constant Dami flame build that we have been seeing consistently. Hooligan getting chunked in high, was looking for a little bit more, but he will sustain. They're trying to get pressure in because they want these sappers into the bell tower. There goes one, and the second one as well, but in the middle, so I see it's caught right in there and blown up too.
The armor from Yrel, not enough to sustain him through. Rainer with that no mobility gets body blocked to death as Tempest pick up another kill, their second of the game. They do pull back. The next bell towers, next altars, sorry, going to be in top lane.
The altars. Do not disappoint.
So what happened in that choke point? All the CC going down. Tempest, they don't really have too much yet to actually cleanse. Of course, coming in later at 16 with the Karazim cleansing touch, but Malfurion, he does already have one, so you can actually keep his DPS alive. Hooligan does have his unstoppable by his own already. So in terms of cleanse, how they can actually stop CC, Ballistix they can, but in the counter it will be really hard. It has to be on point all the time.
Speaking of unstoppables, Dami just right now completed new habits, so he has his own as well now with his Pyromania. So he's going to be even harder to lock down. Impale with that bed of barbs. Slow and tiny amount of tick damage applied by Hooligan to that Sapper camp as one is already down. He has to burrow early as he's afraid of what that engage of Tempest could do to him.
And Blaze is not here yet, but making a rotation,
not back.
now slowing down Rel's rotation as well. As long as they get chip damage to the Sapper for themselves, which I think they got close to 4 shots in by now. And once they have the bell tower controlled at the bottom, Tempest will have massive power control over this game with the macro, which Ballistix actually had in game 1. Never let that go.
Ballistix are looking to try and gain some control themselves. Even though they're behind on core health, they are currently doing very well on experience. With Yrel soaking mid lane, the rest of the team soaking bot lane, as Hooligan sees this happening because level 10 is right around the corner. Camp's already taken. They immediately find Li Ming, and a great engage once again by SDE.
These are type of moment where you think you can escape, but they come in a tempo quicker. You try to press on your keyboard, but you're already too late, and it just feels bad. You just have to go down. Your opponent just outplayed you for a second.
Yeah, you're already stunned, and it's already too late. As we see the next altar spawning in bot lane, quick pickup by SDSC. and suddenly the core health goes back to even. Well-timed engage by Ballistix takes that small lead that Tempest has had and removes it completely.
And APOC. Not a crazy choice though, look at that, charges out, he's zoned down, Hooligan goes down with a 7th strike, what a great charge sign. He's playing a game of his life here.
That he is, and right now Nubrak, I believe, has been basically every kill except that one on Raider in bot lane from Tempest. They know he is still that little squishy bug, and they love to squish bugs. They were able to get yet another good Diablo engage.
And they're not going to have the massive, what they still do with the blade and hosting. Oh, Jungha comes from the side. They're looking for this battle, but they want to turn this around. It's 4v4. Blaze does join in the fight, and meantime, Thrall does blow up in the middle. There's a chase CC from Blaze. They're continuing. Even Jungha does absorb some damage, but great body blocks from Dami.
But it's not about Yrel, it's about SCSC, but a good knockback on side. He dives forward, Bunker is dropped. They try to burn him, but SCSC able to retreat. But with that double kill, once again, Tempest, they take another lead and take control of that bottom bell tower.
Such a close game. It seems like Tempest has a massive lead by now because of bell tower, but Ballistix, they have some siege control, and also Yrel can tank from top. They do have Raynor for that range damage, so it is not as bad. Of course, it will take some time, for sure, for them to get that one back, but it is not the worst situation right now.
With the Banshee online, that Rainer's Raider, they're going to be able to use that to try and burn it down. Right now, it seems to be very occupied with that Death Zone. He doesn't want to lose it very early. Wants to use it for his defense and to try and stop the sappers from making their way across the Death Zone. But while this is happening, Tempest, they pick up yet another altar, and this time it is 5 shots onto the core, bringing Ballistix down to 23.
At least the sappers didn't go in, but Ballistix, they had no choice other than to stop that. If they went all the way in, sappers would go in and risking even more shots into directly to the core. And Tempest was going to hit 13 very soon. And even though APOC doesn't really get synergy too much with this team comp, they do have some CC, and it's mostly for the zoning when they try to come in for that small altar choke point. APOC will get some value actually, stunning them, and that's all the CC that they might need to get just one single kill.
I mean, you talk about synergy, let's count the slows. 2. Plasma Cutter and the oil from the Blaze here. So that is all of their slows. It's all about locking down and blowing up with 7-sided or Li Ming. Li Ming can add more slows at level 20 if she wants to with the upgrade to her Disintegrate, but that's looking way into the future, as right now it's all about the present as they are controlling this bottom lane, as the bell tower is already down to half health.
Oh yes, they do have Raynor, but once he gets too close to the enemy, he will also get blown up so easy.
Yes, he will.
Be careful. And Blaze does make his way down. Yrel was about to join the team fight at the bottom, but does not do so. It's going to take a long time from this moment on. They don't have anything, Ballistix, they don't have anything like the Li Ming to throw those skill shots at the bell tower to take him down. They do have a triple altar phase. They would love to have this down before that phase.
They need to try. They're pushing forward, using that Burning Rage on Nubrak to burn down these minions. Beetles as well to tank the shots of the bell tower. He even eats some Li Ming damage with that Nerubian armor, but the minions are cleaned up so quick. But the Root, a quick teleport from Lockdown.
Great play, and it turns around, really focusing on this. Managed to go out. There's the
APOC
getting some value, getting stunned. The Salvo does continue. There's a great cleanse to buy all that back. Hyde is actually in trouble by that. A little too much. Let's stash out, but in the meantime, because of that engage, they do get the bell tower and focuses on to good, and he is stunned. He's gone.
That is a double bell tower as Blaze will grab the double up in the top lane in exchange for just a single Phoenix kill. Li Ming was able to escape despite that nice cocoon on her. But we do see it's going to be a 2-for-1 in favor of Tempest, but Ballistix take map control. They're going to try and grab maybe a double Sapper camp, but they're at least going to start with their opponent's much more risky one while Phoenix is dead.
At least they got the macro control back. That took a long time. They still need to have this wall down. So the Sappers will go march straight into the bell tower. They get 1.
They get all 3. 2,
3. They get all 3 in, luckily.
Rainer's Raider is back. Phoenix is also back. As we see the tunnel is now open. Phoenix just short of actually being able to use it, but it would have been a risky exit anyway, as Ballistix were hanging around in this middle area as they grab yet another Sapper camp.
The timing of the nature curve from Magi that save multiple members of Ballistix will be a risky one, as Tempest, they love to dive in, they would love to get more kills. And with Nature's Cure, that could all be stopped with the APOC combo.
Oh, Dami, he looks for it. He drops new habits just in case the counter engage, but it's already down. Bunker, you able to protect him from the Sundering as Bunker just gets wrecked aside. It's down the target. Good knockup from Hooligan. A cocoon on Blaze, but it's taken out by Disintegrate, but Hyde is dropped super low.
Only for a little bit comes down to Saba, but they're all near full HP. Ballistix is, they're going to push this one super far. Tempest, they're trying to be near Karazim getting that heal around, but their sustain is not as good as Malfurion for sure. Ballistix, look at them. They're all near 100% HP.
Hyde drops an echo as they begin trying to force Ballistix back, and they do. They prevent that bottom bell tower going over as altars are spawning. Both teams will likely have 16, but Tempest will get there sooner. The question is, can Ballistix make something happen now before it comes online?
So they do want to make some casualties right now, targeting on the good a little bit, but do not want to go all the way in. Jungha dives in, but he's the only one, so he's fine. And Lockdown is onto the side. They're trying to get the lockdown to SC channels.
Lockdown tries to move forward for the interrupt, uses his Disintegrate for it, and is able to dodge Hooligan. 7-sided on Hooligan, but he's backing up. In comes the Bunker, though, burning through Urel, who drops the Ardent Defender.
As long as Hooligan survive, it's all good. Limi cannot get that critical mass for the reset. It's good. Even with that Sabo used a long time ago, so that will be back online very soon. Dami has his hands on it, but it's going to be really hard. 16 is hit for Tempest. Ballistix, they only need a wave and maybe
just around the corner.
With the wave,
yes,
exactly.
With Sundering still available, as is Tranquility, so they have the opportunity to try and make a play here. Both these teams posturing aggressively, but we've seen how risky this could be for Hooligan. As in fact, he backs up and is going to let SDE and Jogha, but a quick dodge by Dami, and now Jogha's in danger.
Pushes out and charges
Hooligan!
Hooligan. He escapes, but he is getting very low, getting healed. Tranquility popped by Magi, but Blaze does go down. The Bunker was not available or canceled right before. 7-sided is available, but multiple target is not getting focused. They're not doing what they were supposed to do. They just have to on the retreat. Look at their route!
Good in trouble. He gets the teleport away before Jogha gets the stun. Sign now is completely separated from his team. He knows he's going down. He buys some time, but he is taken out. Ballistix are going to get a double cap here. They are even going to try and make the play onto bot bell tower to get a total of 10 shots going in here.
To 14. Tempest already setting themselves to the top because they kind of know that Ballistix will try to have the macro down here, so they will try to get the sappers in and then go straight to the boss right after. So they're reading the moves after what Ballistix is trying to do. Tempest, they're trying to set up their own a little bit here at least to counter that.
Here we go, double sapper plays. This could be incredible if they can get these in, but we already know just how insane the wave clear of Tempest is if they're able to get good positioning. And now with every heroic back except for the Apocalypse, they're going to try and make a play. Phoenix and Karazima on the way down.
Look at your eyes on SC. He may just have one perfect Sunder that will create the space for the Zappers to go in.
Bunker's dropped. Going to be used for the wave clear as well here. Disintegrate also being used. There is that Sunder. In comes the engage, and Blaze is wiped. The sappers go in. It's only a couple, but it's still a big advantage coming in for Ballistix.
They had to notice the positioning of that throw onto the side. They make an engage. They do go in.
Good stun.
And good stun, but no damage follow-up. Sabo doesn't really do too much, and he's the one that goes. They catch Rainer. There's a reset from Lockdown, but not catching anyone else. As long as they maintain the spell tower and have control, they are only 9 shots away from winning this game.
That was sick by Ballistix. The APOC comes down, immediate dive in by Diablo on Malfurion, looking for the Shadow Charge Overpower combo, but he got stunned before the Overpower came out, which meant Malfurion had Tranquility on, everyone survived, and Ballistix keep control, even with this Raider being dead.
9 is the number for Ballistix. All they need is one altar with the 5 shots with the bell tower on the bottom. They need the boss, or they can just take control of the two altars. That will be game also. So they have few other ways to control this game, and we're Tempest. They need to stop every single thing from happening.
This is getting intense as we see Tempest beginning to move in for at least a denial, but Hooligan will zone away. Looks like Tempest are going to commit to the trade 1-for-1, and then it's all about this boss defense. If boss happens, it's over. But we see Ballistix, they're very happy to control bot lane and maybe try and make another play on the double sapper cap.
And just in case Tempest actually goes for the boss, secret boss, Ballistix, even though they want to go to the bottom, they're trying to pressure in so that Tempest does not get their hands on the secret boss. This is an intense moment where just one more play from Ballistix will be game, and Tempest, they're not too far away, only 12 shots onto the core too.
It's not too bad for them. It's only going to take 1-1 team fight for them to try and turn that round. But there's so many endgame threats. We know that the next objective phase is going to be a double altar with mid and bot being the positioning. So Tempest, if they want to make something happen, it's gotta be quick, really.
Pressure's on for Tempest. Before pre-20, they do want to engage and make the team fight happen, but
Smart.
they cannot risk too much at all. So Ballistix, Tempest is just trading sappers right now before they hit that big 20 mark.
This is smart, taking away an endgame condition. APOC is dropped and does not find anyone.
Fat finger, for sure. And that's a big move. The Ballistix go in. They're trying to make something happen here, as that's a big one wasted already.
It's a big deal. As we see Tempest pulling back Ballistix, there's now a boss open, there's now the double altars open. They could try and split their pressure. You can see Jongha, he's sneaking down to bot lane. The altar is...
Oh man, that was literally the apocalypse for Team Tempest.
Yep.
It's game over. Ballistix, they can do whatever, double altar. Urel's already down there. They don't have to get this spot.
There's
they
the
can get the
cleanse.
channel
They're
from the
trying
bottom.
to move in. Sundering shuts it down, and that is game. Ballistix takes game number 2 in this best of 5.
Well, that's the core going down as we have the crowd just going insane with that Ballistix victory. It seemed like Tempest, they had the early control with such a strong 4-man rotation. Hooligan getting called multiple times, but after a while, he got used to